Good morning everyone. To make your laser cut panel for your key rack, key holder, the first thing you need to do is go to your Teams class page and go to files and download the bottom file, which is Year 7 key rack panel laser.ai. Make sure you download it, not open it into SharePoint, as then you'll actually mess up the file. So download it to your computer, please. Then you open up the program, Adobe Illustrator. And go File, Open. And hopefully you'll find your file in your Downloads folder or perhaps on your desktop. I'm not sure where your files download to. Year 7 keyrack panel laser.ai is the one that you want. Click Open. And as you can see, you've got two artboards there. I have my grid showing, so I'm going to hide my grid. When you're in Illustrator, make sure you have a couple of things set up. So up on the top right-hand corner, there's a little box. Click on that and make sure you're in Essentials Classic mode because it has the live trace function, which we're going to need. On the left-hand side, if you remember, this is your tools palette, and there's some other functions over here, such as the color swatches and things over there that you might want to work with. Now there's two artboards. I put two in there just in case you want to do two different things. Using the laser cutter, you might want to cut on one and engrave on the other. If you have a look on Simon, on the class page, it actually tells you a little bit more under class notices about cutting and engraving. So this is cutting. To do that, you need to set your shape or words in Illustrator to an outline only. And this is engraving here. And to do that, you need to make your shapes filled in, but with no outline. Okay, so I'm going to tell you a few things that you might want to do. Everyone's will be different though, so just ask me if there's something that I haven't spoken about. If you want to add typography, such as a name, on the tools palette there's the T tool. Click on that, and then click on the artboard. Type. I'm using my daughter's name, Maya. And then you can actually use the black arrow, which is your selection arrow, to click on it. And across the top here, you should be able to change the font to a font of your choice. Now, if you wanted to install another font from the internet to get something quite creative or scripty, you can do that, but you're going to have to individually Google how to install fonts on your particular computer because they're all different. You can then change the size. If it doesn't come in big enough by doing that, you can actually type in the size that you want. I've typed in 210. I can now move that to where I want it to go. I'm going to engrave this. So I have set that to, if you have a look over here, there is two boxes. The outline, the one that's the outline only with the red cross, that means that there's no outline. If I was to go over here, I can click on red and it will show you I've got a red outline, but I don't want any outline at all because I want this to be engraved. And just make sure that the inside of that shape is filled with black. The engraving looks a little bit like a burnt woody brown colour when it actually happens on your plywood. Now my daughter really loves surfing and combis, so I'm going to go to Google and download some images that I'm going to live trace. Already searched for them. Now just remember with laser cutting that you cannot do really detailed design, so you're going to have to choose something that's quite simplistic. If you type in palm trees vector black or whatever you want to search for, the words vector and black will help you get something that is more simplified. Right click on it. Now there's heaps I could choose from. This is simple enough I think to be cut out. Right click, copy image. Go back down to Illustrator, edit, paste. Now I've got this panel across the bottom which talks about where the image came from. I'm going to crop that up the top, click crop image. I'm going to crop in this and click return or enter. Now I have to live trace this, which turns it into a vector graphic. If I select my shape, across the top it says image trace. If I just want the shape and not the white area, what I can do is click on the little arrow beside image trace. Don't click on image trace, the little arrow beside it, and go down to sketched art and click on that one. And then I can click expand, and then I can scale that down to the size that I need. Now I'm going to put that on this second panel because I am going to cut that out of plywood to stick over the top of my design. Hopefully that will work. It's quite detailed. That'll be good fun to try that one. So it will actually be stuck over the top. I'm now going to get a picture of a combi. My search for this one is, you could try combi silhouette. I've also searched for combi vector black and white, and that's helped me get images that are suitable. Make sure it's a nice crisp image, high resolution. Right click, copy image, go back to Illustrator, edit, paste. Now this is the same thing, okay? So this needs to be vectorized. If I go down to image trace, the little arrow on the side, and go down to sketched art and click expand. Because this is on a fill, it will actually engrave. And what I need to do over here with the shape, because I want this palm tree to be cut out of the plywood, what I'm going to do, if you have a look over here on my tool palette, it's on fill but with no outline. I'm going to change the outline. I'm going to drag the black into the outline, click on that red cross just there. So now my palm tree is outlined, and what that means is this will actually cut straight out. These things will engrave into the wood and this will cut. And so I'm going to stick that over the top like that when my design is finished. And that's all, folks. Right, once everything's finished, file, save, and then you need to upload it to Simon. Onto the class page. In this file, Keyholder Illustrator file for laser cutting decorative panel. That's all. Thank you.